All right, for all you lollygaggers who didn't make it in my class and have to watch the video to know what's going on, we're going to be doing solve exponential equations using logarithms with base 2 and other bases. So in your journal right now, what you need to title this as is this is the title, and then this is the question. All right, so there's the title, this is the question. So I'm going to go down just a little bit. All right, I'm going to rewrite our question nice and neat right here in the blackboard area. All right, 8 times 5 to the power of negative t over 9 equals 346. So please write that down nice and neat, and we'll be working through this. All right, for those of you who already know what to do, what's the very first thing we're going to do to both sides? Divide by 8. That's right, we're going to divide this guy by an 8, and we're going to divide this guy by an 8. All right, so what do we get when we divide both sides by 8? We get 5 to the power of negative t over 9 equals whatever 346 divided by 8 is. Well, what's 346 divided by 8? What is it? 43.25? All right. 43.25. All right. But we're not going to, we don't have to leave it like that, but we're just going to leave it like that. Okay. Now, once you get it to 43.25, I need you guys to understand, if this is the base, in order to get rid of that base, what you have to do to both sides is you have to apply the log of that base to both sides. So I'm going to erase this and give it a little bit more room. I'm going to write log 5, and then in parentheses, I'm going to put, you guys said it was what, 43.25? Okay? In parentheses, and here's what happens. This log of 5, when you have the same base, these basically just become 1, and you're able to drop down that negative t over 9 equals log 5 of 43.25. So I'm going to pause the video. I got to get my calculator up real quick. All right, I'm going to go and pause the. So in the calculator, if you would please, do alpha window number 5. Alpha window number 5. Put a 5, and then raise that 5 to the power of 1, 2, 3, and press enter. All right. The reason why we want to apply log of 5 to a situation that has a 5 to the power of negative t over 9, the reason why we're applying log of 5, because whenever these are the same, whatever's up there is your answer. So what happens right here? These just cancel to a 1, and all I'm left with is that. It doesn't really matter what number you put in there. Log 5 of, let's delete this and put 12. What are you going to get? 12. Essentially, if I delete this, what are you going to get? 1. So if I change that and say that happens to be an x right there, if that's an x, what's this going to be? It's going to be an x. That's why we apply that particular log to both sides of the equal sign. All right? So I'm going to go back here to our problem. And the reason why I applied log base 5 is so I could get this by itself. So there's only one step left in this problem. What's the only thing we got to do? Multiply by not just a 9, by a negative 9, because we got to cancel this negative out. So I got to multiply both sides by a negative 9. That doesn't look very nice. But our answer is t equals negative 9 log base 5 of 43.25. This is what our exact answer is, not the approximate value, but that's our exact answer. And so that's the answer I'm going to be looking for when I go to the Khan Academy. So let me see if I can find it. Negative 9 log, I think that looks like it right there. Nice work. We got it. Onward. Okay, there we go. Next one, I want you guys to write this down. All right? I want you to write this one down right here. I'll show you guys how to work it. Now this one, we're going to find the exact answer, but we're also going to use the calculator to find the approximate answer and make sure we round it to the nearest thousand. So please write that down. All right, so we're going to go ahead and write this down. Here we go. I'm going to put 10. Oops. All right, we got a 10 times 3 to the power of 5. It looks like 5t over 4, so put 5t over 4, and that's equal to 800. All right, there we go. So first step, what do we do? Boom, divide both sides by 10 to get that exponent by itself, all right, or the base by itself. So these cancel out. We're left with, ooh, that's a nice color, 3 to the power of 5t over 4 equals 800 divided by 10. So that gives us what, 80? All right, so I got to move this over a little bit. Why am I going to move this over just a little bit? Because what do I have to apply to both sides right now? Log, not just the log, but log base 3. These have to be the same base. I'm going to apply log base 3 right here. Okay, so these end up just canceling out, and what am I able to drop down? The 5t over 4, which is equal to log 3 of 80. Now, we're not going to divide both sides by 5 over 4. Whenever you guys have a fraction, what do you guys notice that I like to do? Multiply each side by the what? By the reciprocal. All right, so what's the reciprocal of 5 over 4? 4 over 5. So put 4 over 5. Put 4 over 5. These babies cancel each other out, and our final answer is t equals 4/5 times log base 3 of 80. Now this is the exact answer. That's the exact answer, but I want to find the what? The approximate value. So here's how you could do it in the graphing calculator. All right, here we go. I'm going to do 4 divided by 5. I'm going to hit multiply. And then I'm going to hit alpha window number 5. Alpha window number 5. I'm going to put a 3 here. And put an 80 there. Okay? A 3 there and an 80 there. Press enter. I don't know if you guys remember this, but do you guys remember the change of base formula? I don't know if you guys remember the change of base formula, but if let's say you didn't have the ability to do alpha window number 5 in the calculator, you could also multiply this by the log of 80, the common log of 80 over the log of 3. So you could also, let's say you just had this button on your scientific calculator or whatever, but you didn't have alpha window number 5. So watch what you guys can also do. Ready? I could do 4, actually, hold on. Clear this out. I could do the log of 80, press enter, divide that by the log of 3, okay? And then multiply that by 4 divided by 5. And you guys see the same, you got the same answer? All right, so that's called the change of base formula. So what is our answer? 3.191, it looks like. 3.191 if we round to the nearest 1,000. 3.191. So let's go to the Khan Academy. Let's take a look. Nearest thousandth. 3.191. You guys agree? All right. That's it. Okay. All right. So you guys keep working. You guys go ahead. I'm going to be doing 2 more for the people who are wanting to like I have no idea what you just did. I need to see that again. So go ahead and get that taken care of. All right, because we're getting ready to do a unit test coming up soon to a class near you. If you're in my class. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and work through this problem very, very quickly. I'm not going to make you guys write it down. First step, we got to divide both sides by 4. All right. And when we do that, we get 2 to the power of negative t over 5 equals 288 divided by 4. So 288 divided by 4 is 72. So now I'm going to apply what's called log of 2 on both sides. The log of 2. I'm going to write over here tiny log of 2. So those cancel out. I'm left with negative t over 5 equals the log of 2 of 72. And if it's being, I got to multiply by the reciprocal to get rid of that negative. I got to multiply it by a negative. If there's a 5 in the denominator, I got to put a 5 in the numerator. So I got to multiply both sides by negative 5. All right, and these will cancel out, and that will become a positive. So our final answer is t will equal a negative 5 log base 2 of 72. So it's here, negative 5 log base 2. There it is right there. Negative 5 log base 2 of 72. All right, let's do one more. Oh, this is going to be a ridiculous answer. So here we go. First step, I'm going to write it down. 500 times 5 to the power of y over 3 equals 1. Whew, man, I got to divide both sides by 500. Divide both sides by 500. I get 5 to the power of y over 3 equals 1 over 500. So whenever you have this base, that's the base that you're using. So you got to do log base 5 on both sides. So I got to put log base 5 on this side, and I got to write log base 5 on this side. Now this will be in parentheses when I put in the calculator. So these will cancel each other out. We'll have y over 3 equals log base 5. I'm about to sneeze. I'm going to pause the video. All right, over 500. Now, if that's being divided by 3, what do I have to multiply both sides by? Got to multiply both sides by a 3, because these will cancel out. Whatever I do to one side, I got to do to the other. So my final answer is y equals 3 log base 5 of 1 over 500. This is going to be a ridiculous answer, but that's okay, because we just have to round to the nearest thousandth. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to round it to the nearest thousandth. All right, so 3 log. Here we go. Clear this out. Type in 3 alpha window number 5. Log base 5. 1 divided by 500. I think that's it. All right, 3 log 5, 1 over 5, 3 log 5, 1. Okay, there we go. So looks like my answer that I'm going to type in is right there. And so that's a 0. I don't have to worry about rounding it. So a negative 11.584. Negative 11.584. All right, cool. Now, if you ever wanted to check your answer to make sure you got it right, here's how you could check your answer. All right, so check this out. See that 500 right there? So I'm going to type it in the graphing calculator. Watch this. It's kind of cool. I can type in 500, all right, times 5 raised to the power, and I'm going to make a little fraction up here. And up here in this little part right here, that's our answer. So I'm going to take that answer and put it right there. And remember, that answer was being divided by a 3. And if I did everything right, all right, if I did everything right, what should it equal? It should equal a 1. See if it works. Oh, looks like you got it wrong. No, I didn't, because actually, remember, this is an approximate value. What's 0.99999? Eventually, it becomes a 1. Remember, this is just an approximate value. So I am right. It's a negative 11.584. So that's what I'm going to type in. Negative 11.584. Hopefully, I didn't get anything mixed up there. And there you go. So hopefully these are enough examples for you to be able. Just remember, whatever base this is, that's the base that you're going to be using. If it's base 2, it's base 2. This one will happen to be base 5. Good luck, and I hope you guys are able to get 100.